Hello everybody and welcome to Denmark, Aarhus, where I'm sitting in this lovely garden and just gonna try and go through this quick unscripted review of the Aquatico Bronze Sea Star, which is yeah, really cool watch overall. Just to kind of sum it up, I love it. I really recommend Aquatico as a sturdy tool watch brand. If you just want quality for your money and no refinement, definitely the watch brand to go for. But yeah, let's go into the details of this watch. And I think the first thing we should go through here is the design. Aquatico has several watches in bronze and steel, actually a lot of different models, and I would say this is one of their least original designs. It's very much a Tudor Black Bay homage. You can see it from those square elements on the hour hand and second hands and the elongated triangle, and also the red triangle here at the 12 o'clock that's hosting this beautiful little loom pip. Those are really the Black Bay elements that are sticking out. This one is a bit different than the Black Bay, of course. It has no 20-minute marking, which the Black Bay, I think all of them does. And I kind of prefer that from a design and function standpoint. I don't need to dive with this. I won't be diving with it. And just this, I like the symmetry here, but also just much easier to just time, short moments when you're cooking an egg or anything like that. It also has a date complication, which the Black Bay does not think it has. Maybe there's a model that has, I'm not sure. And overall a more symmetrical design, but very much still a Tudor homage. Now, let's go into the details concerning the quality, because Aquatico, I think, sells themselves as pretty much a tool watch brand, like a lot of bang for your buck in terms of quality. If you're looking for, I don't know, what's it called? Let's call it refinements and a bit more aesthetic refinements. I wouldn't recommend Aquatico. You can see here the case is very much generically mass-produced standard case. Not saying it's not solid, but it doesn't have any polished bevel edges. It's just very much a tool watch that is focused on quality. Now I explain why it's worth every penny of the $360 they're asking for it. And the first element I like to test when we come to dive watches is the bezel, and the ceramic inlay is very well done, I would say. Actually have a metal framed loom pip here, and the markers are all BWG9 loom and very crisply engraved, quite deep and very nicely filled. So the loom is really good on this ceramic inlay here, and really zero wiggle. Like, it's sturdy, and it's got a nice robust feel to it. Again, no play, just a pleasure to play with, and really sturdy. I mean, I've had watches twice this price range with much less, well, let's call it much worse bezel action. This one is really good. I really like it for the money here. The case, again, as I mentioned earlier, very simple. No refinements aesthetically. The crown here, easy to grip. The threading is very even. It's just a pleasure to unscrew and scoop back in. Also helps with the 300-meter water resistance, solid case back, and the dial here. Again, really no refinements here. Every element is brushed except for the date aperture, the frame, it serves its purpose well. I'm glad they framed it. It helps, give symmetry to the dial, I suppose. If you just have a hole, it kind of just looks like you are missing some part. And here it almost acts as an hour indicator here, or an hour indices. So very, very nicely framed. Everything is brushed, quite a gritty brushed finish. So nothing refined. I wouldn't put a loop to this watch dial, but that doesn't matter, because the loom application here is really, really good. The BWG9 is lighting up very nicely and lasting long. No grainy parts, just pretty well done, I would say. Kind of like, I did a review of Mark & Sons, and I would say this is the same standard but for less, although the Mark & Sons did have some other things that justifies the higher price. Printing is crisp. They've chosen a color that matches the bronze, so it's not that readable, and it kind of takes away. I think it's nice, because what we really want to see is the hour, like the time, right? And having this subtle printing color, it helps with the legibility and a quick glance. So actually, pretty cool choice. And yeah, speaking about the brushed finish here, what's really interesting is this bronze is already been patinaed. So I've had this for a while, and I chose to wait a bit before doing the review, and it's already gotten a quite good patina. When I got it, it was kind of shiny, and you can really see this brushed finish, which was far from perfect and not really pretty to look at. But after a while, the patina makes it a little bit more of a subtle brushed finish, which I like. And I did experiment using a few chemicals to try and speed up the aging process, and it worked as well. I'll be writing about that in my review. There's plenty of videos on how to do that, and I think this is a perfect watch for experimenting because, well, it's not too expensive. I would say if you're trying to speed up this process, bear in mind, when I did it, I took the watch out and the bezel was completely stuck. I had to put it under water with soap and turn it to free it up, but it works perfectly now, so it didn't ruin anything. I guess some grit just got stuck there. So yeah, give it a try. I think it's fun, and it kind of makes the watch look better. The brushed finish becomes more subtle, and it was quite a gritty finish when it came in my hand first time. Excuse me. Watch movement. It features a NH35 from Seiko. Pretty good beater, solid beater, not very precise but reliable, which is exactly what we need. Oof, sorry. And yeah, solid case back, so we're not seeing the movement, which is perfect. We don't want that. What we want is a tool watch that looks good and feels solid, and will you know. And I think we've got that. I think the price is very, very fair for this watch. It's very fun. I love to wear it. I forgot to mention, actually, they have a pretty solid AR coating on the Sapphire. I was very surprised. There's a few blue hues you can see here, but yeah, it's much better than I expected for this price range. So I was very pleasantly surprised with that. And yeah, let's talk about the strap. So it comes with a Horween leather strap, quite solid, thick, doesn't bolster down. So it doesn't get thinner as we go down, so it's quite thick and has a big present. It doesn't tapers down as well, so it's quite big actually compared to the watch itself. I'm going to throw it on the wrist in about a minute just to show you guys, but very nicely made, and I love the beige stitching here that kind of matches the bronze pretty well. But overall, pretty good strap for the money here. And then we have this custom buckle with a nice thick pin, just solid and robust, made for, you know, for daily wear and other activities. You can see here the aging process did a whole number on the clasp here. The buckle. It did a number on it. But you can see here, this part is green. I haven't really cleaned it. I didn't really care. And yeah, it kind of did a number. I like it. I like that it's a bit dirty and gritty. I've seen those really old bronze watches, and I do like that they're also unevenly patinaed. But yeah, solid buckle, does the job pretty well. So yeah, let me throw this on the wrist, and then we can see how it looks on my 17 centimeter wrists. Alright, so we're back, and as you can see here, 17 centimeters in circumference. This watch is a 42 millimeter, 14 millimeters tall, and sitting quite well. I mean, for this price range, I'm not expecting very, very slim watch, and I think 42 is quite perfect. I think you can pretty much wear this if you're down to 15, maybe 14 centimeters. Let's say 15 just to be safe. The lugs do not bend down that aggressively, so that's why I think smaller wrists might have a little bit of a trouble with this watch, and especially with the strap, which doesn't taper. So just a big wrist presence. If you're not a fan of the strap, this watch works super well with NATO straps, of course, so you can always do that. But yeah, it fits pretty well. It kind of digs into the skin a little bit, so you're losing a few millimeters there. But overall, I love it for my wrist size, and I think any wrist above mine, like even the really large ones, can wear this perfectly. I think the crown digs in a little bit. It's only a problem when I'm doing this, and I rarely do that. I'm not going to do gymnastics with this watch. But yeah, pretty solid. Yeah, and the crown, I forgot to mention, actually, the threading on it is quite even. Feels good to unscrew and screw back in, so big plus here. So yeah, what's the conclusion of this review? I think overall, Aquatico makes solid tool watches. They're not into aesthetic refinements. You just get a lot of quality for your money, basically. So I can only recommend them as long as you're prepared for that settlement. Then everything should be good. I'm quite happy with this one. Hopefully I'll be reviewing the square version they have, which is a little bit more of a Bell & Ross look. I think it's called the Supercharger. I'm going to review that soon, so stay tuned. Like and subscribe. And yeah, if you have any questions, just comment, and I will be sure to answer you. All right. Have a nice day.